thank you for joining me. And we've just wrapped up our ATMAC study tour of the EU and UK. And it's been an amazing experience. From a professional development side, how have you found the study tour?
It's been awesome for me. I've felt like I've gained so many insights and such a kind of broad perspective of the industry. It's been a real opportunity to step out and think about things from a global perspective and relate that back to local perspectives.
Obviously, I agree with Bonnie. What I also really liked was the fact that we've seen a lot of businesses that you would usually don't get access to unless you are part of a study tour like this, especially for me. I mentioned that I don't have a whole lot of experience in the industry, so it's nice to see different businesses get more experience with different crop lines, also different processing processes that we might have not seen before. And the networking aspect is nice, so getting growers and representatives from other, for example, like miners, organisation bodies, is really nice to have the chance to exchange some information and to learn from one another.
I think that's it, isn't it? Because this study tour focused on compliance systems and sustainability. So that was sort of a unique skill set, and we had some people quite focused on that. So that the study tour has helped you enhance some of your skills when you go back into the business?
Yes, absolutely, because I think there are not a lot of opportunities for people from the quality assurance field, for example, or product technicians. So that was brilliant, just to get insights in what else is there other than the compliance systems that we work with on a daily basis. And also, obviously, what opportunities are out there in terms of sustainability that we might have not investigated yet or that we might have not put into practice yet. So that's really, really beneficial, yes.
Bonnie, I know that you have recently had a gap from horticulture. Are you more enthused about the segment now? You've seen a really big, broad picture of it.
Yeah, like it's ended up being quite a short gap from horticulture, but I definitely, being able to step out and appreciate how dynamic an industry it is. And the networking opportunities, just like it really is full of wonderful people coming from so many different backgrounds. Like socially, it's great fun, but also just being able to have so many different intellectual conversations, whether it's about environment, whether it's about production, whether it's about people, from that local perspective, or talking about multiculturalism. And, it's so much more than producing a vegetable. And that really excites me, and I get FOMO not, being siloed into one thing. So it's really great to be able to be involved in so many different conversations and topics.
Marie, the opportunity study tours bring, you think they're a worthwhile tool for industry?
Yes, it's definitely pretty much a door opener in a way.
Fantastic. And I think the one thing I found from the study tour was the generosity of information that the businesses that we went to shared.
All the growers were so generous in that we were meeting with really big businesses and their senior management a lot of the time, who were so generous with their time and knowledge.
There's obviously lots that we learn. Marie, is there something that you feel as though you can really go back and start pulling apart and thinking about implementing?
We've seen so many different businesses, bigger businesses, smaller businesses, growers, consultants. The part that I found most interesting is probably the little grower in the Netherlands that we've seen, Gert. He basically proved you don't have to be a multi-million-dollar business with dozens of different farms across the globe. Even if you're only a small business, you can implement a lot of different things if you just really think outside the box. And I think that's probably the main thing that I would take home with me.
It was interesting that a lot of the business, particularly in the UK that we went to, were family-owned businesses, often third, fourth, fifth generation. And I think that their leadership and the cultural expectations within the business came from that senior management. Did you get that impression?
Yeah, they all had their individual differences and were so strongly, they all had the typical sort of vision statements and values up on their walls. But each of them, you could feel really strongly aligned, and enacted those values, which came from the senior management. If you've got strong leadership, and it will make a real difference to the way a business runs.
We've had some interesting conversations today about quality assurance systems and risk adverse versus risk management. Did you have any thoughts on the conversations we've had today about that?
Yes, definitely, especially where you have a lot of overlapping topics, a lot of overlapping sort of fields that are being covered. double ups that are unnecessary. So yes, that's definitely true, and obviously simplifying those processes and probably combining different accreditations or different food safety and quality schemes would definitely be a big help.
We have the red tractor symbol used in the UK so consumers can identify UK grown product that is safe. Do you think there's a place for a similar consumer outward focused logo in Australia?
I think there is, but it needs to be coupled with like more education and engagement with the consumer beyond just a logo. You know, there's no point having a frog on a box to show that it's environmentally friendly if people don't know what it's about. And being transparent about what it's about and smart about it. It's, you know, not just using it to greenwash something, or, you know, like if it's not comprehensively supported, then it will end up being debated too much, I think.
I think one thing that Bonnie just mentioned is it needs to be communicated in a way that's educational. We already have the Australia-made symbol, the little kangaroo with the scale. So maybe in the future there would be an opportunity to combine that with a little bit more context, not just origin related, but also quality related, sustainability related, things like this. So
Thank you. Thank you for being on the tour. It's been lots of, not only lots of fun, but been great to do all the networking.
Thanks,
Thank you
Lucy.
for having
it's
us.
been great.
Thank
It has
you.
been wonderful.